Very, very good.
Thank you everyone for bringing your hearts and voices here today to join us in making visible our clear refusal to accept the current rollout of 5G, fifth generation wireless technology. The government has made clear its intention to roll out 5G across the country as swiftly as possible and has relaxed many planning laws to enable this. The rollout has begun. Neither the industry or the government has done any safety or health trials, yet they continue to pass out the line that there are no health effects. The independent scientific research on the effects of wireless industry is settled. It is clear that wireless radiation causes numerous diseases and deaths. It's clear that we must stop this insanity. Hundreds and hundreds of scientists and medics across our globe are passionately stating clearly that this rollout is insanity and must be stopped. The fact is, this is a serious problem for occupational health, public safety and personal safety.
The trees.
We must protect life. The trees are being cut down to allow 5G radiation to seep into all our homes. In academic medicine, there is a name for this. In academics, this is called human subject research. The industry has no active studies into safety and health. A recent document of a 5G engineer has evidence saying we are forcing these directed beams into people's windows. The lampposts will be outside our homes and forcing, and it's already happening in parts of the country, forcing these beams into people's windows at levels that we do not allow in the safety labs. This is absolutely absurd.
Yay.
With the proposed rollout, it will be impossible to exist or to walk outside in this market square, down your street, your high street, your village, without being exposed. The plan is to have antennas and cell towers every 2 or 3 houses and 20,000 satellites orbiting the Earth. These are facts and are being glossed over by the wireless industry and our governments. Now is the time for us to come together in heart and in voice and to put an end to this. Together, across our globe, there are millions of individuals just like us that are saying no to this. We must come together now and we must respond and we must act. It's imperative for all life. Thank you.
Thank you. So everybody here, thank you so much for coming, because so many people are not aware of what's happening at all. There's a massive split in society everywhere. everywhere anyway, but with 5G, it's so hidden and insidious. Okay, so the more that we bring our voices and the more that we talk about this, it is absolutely imperative. So the people here today with your banners and your voices and your hearts and being willing to be seen, thank you, because you've probably done some research and feel probably, I imagine, really overwhelmed and feeling so many feelings get triggered. And in that we can feel depressed and powerless and just completely hidden amongst total overwhelm. And yeah, we just feel powerless. So that is absolutely not true. We are sovereign. We are powerful beings. And let's see ourselves now as trees rooted, our roots going into the earth and feeling that web going across the whole of the earth now. Because we have to take this seriously. We have to get informed. So I would like to bring your voices now. We've got this chant here on my chest. And we do not consent.
We do not
agree.
We do not agree.
We protect life. Stop 5G! Woo! We do not consent. We do not agree. We protect life. Stop 5G! We do not consent. We do not agree. We protect life. Stop 5G! What the hell?
What, are you going to chop down the tree?
Excuse me.
What are you up to?
Don't go anywhere near that tree. That guy's going to come and get you.
No.
Don't go near you.
Well, I'm under contract to trim the tree, look after the tree here. It's a little bit unhealthy.
We love this tree. We love this tree.
What the hell are you doing?
No, the tree, it needs to come down. It's a little bit unhealthy and unfortunately it needs to come down.
Are you about to chop that tree down?
Well, yes.
Are you about to chop that tree down?
Well, maybe.
Are you about to chop that tree down?
Well, no, a little trim, a bit of looking after, a bit of management
Did you say
here.
no?
Yeah, no, not going to chop the tree down.
I don't believe you.
Not today.
I think you are.
No, I'm not.
We don't believe
Oh, yes, you are.
Oh, no, I am not.
Oh, yes, you are.
Oh, no, well, not today, anyway. I mean, a little trim, but maybe not today.
Has this got anything to do with 5G?
Well, maybe. Maybe.
It's a 5G conspiracy.
Well, you may want to think of it like that. It's not actually a conspiracy. The thing is,
All right, well, tell us what's going on. Tell
Well,
us what's going on.
the thing
What have
is,
we told you?
the thing is the poor 5G cannot work properly with the trees.
Good.
Unfortunately, we all want our faster download speeds. We want everything
we don't.
installed.
No, we
and
don't.
everything.
No, we
Well,
don't.
we
We don't.
Many people do, and unfortunately, it's the
Many
poor
people don't
trees
now.
that get in the way. And unfortunately, it's the leaves on the trees, and especially when the leaves are wet, it makes it even harder for the 5G. So we have to make a sacrifice, and the sacrifice that they have
Maybe you
chosen
should
to
try and
make
stop the
is
rain
the
then.
tree. The tree has to come
Maybe you
down.
should
The
try and
trees-
stop the rain.
So
No.
I'm sorry.
So this is what happened in Sheffield, and while it was happening in Sheffield, there were loads of other towns that this was happening. And we do not consent.
We do
I
not
know,
consent.
We do not
tragic.
agree.
We do
It's
not
tragic.
agree.
We protect life.
It's
Stop
absolutely
5G.
Ring, ding, 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 ding.
Consent. We do not agree. We protect life. Stop 5G. We do not consent. We do not agree. We protect life. Stop 5G. No! Absolutely no way can this happen. So let's tell our friends. Let's do the research that is needed. Get connected. Look at the links. Feel the fear. Fear is actually helpful. Then we can transmute it with our voices and coming together. When we feel the fear, we realise that there's something wrong. We realise that we have to do something. And then we come together, we bring our voices and we move that energy through. We transmute it together. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Get informed. Thank you, everybody. Technology. Do we want surveillance and AI technology in our homes, in our houses? We need to understand what is actually happening. Let's start talking together. It may be messy, it may be uncomfortable, but we have no choice now. We have to transmute all of this and really feel all of these feelings, and together this can actually change. Yes. We need to do a dance, don't we? We were going to have some drummers. Notice of liability.
Right, exactly. So I say a big thank you to Michelle, a big thank you to Isabella and Tom for his great performance. And thank you all for coming today. This is one of probably the most important issue we face in terms of maintaining life on this planet, 5G. We only have, they want to roll it out this year and 2020. We're talking about a couple of years, cutting down millions of trees, not just Sheffield, but the key thing is that in all towns around the country, all cities, they want this going everywhere. And there are hundreds of scientists, hundreds of doctors that are condemning this. And we've got Barry Trower, who's a Navy weapons expert, calling this genocide. So let's call it for what it is. And let's look at the facts, and let's look at the industry funding, and let's stop standing by and allowing this to happen. And let this not only be in Totnes, but let this same sort of event happen all throughout the country. Okay? We had an event in Buckfastleigh where we had almost 250 people. It was fully booked. We're going to have more events like this around the local area and across the country. Ian Crane is organizing a tour, but if you want to talk about 5G, feel free, do your own events. Get connected with other people. Spread the word to people in the supermarket, in the shops, or when you're on the telephone. We've got to get this out there because it's not appearing in the mainstream media. It's not appearing on the BBC. Why? So let's get the message out there. Exactly, they don't want us to know the facts. We need the trees because the trees produce oxygen for us to breathe. The Victorians planted the trees up and down the country. I've just been back from a court case with Mark Steele where he's going to have a committal hearing. They're going to try and get him put in prison because the telecoms industry doesn't like experts. They don't like the voices of experts. So let's do our best. Let's stop this humanitarian crime because that's what it is. And thank you, and check out Michelle's site, Safe Not Smart, absolutely brilliant. I've got my website, 5gawareness.com, YouTube, 5G Awareness. Please support everybody who's standing up to 5G and speaking the truth. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I just want to say a little something, just a little extra about Safe Not Smart. There's a neighbourhood in Dartington where I lived, and everybody's agreed to be smart meter free. And the
smart meters can easily split neighbourhoods, because if one neighbour has a smart meter, then basically the other neighbour does as well. And if you come to Safe Not Smart, you put your picture up, you can download a flyer here, and you can pop that up in your windows and your houses, and get a picture of you next to it. We want to make ourselves visible, that we all say no to this. And if you can, then get your neighbours to become smart meter free. I mean, that's obviously a process, but give them the flyer, give them the links. And just one more thing about, we are all so unique, and people are demanding solutions, and there aren't loads of solutions at the moment, I'm afraid. You know, we can't have solutions before we do something. You know, we are the solution, and all our own unique voices. We've got so much wisdom, so each person brings so much. So let's bring our differences, some people are really great with facts, some people are good with performance, some people are good with writing letters. Let's just share it and do it all together. You know, let's stop waiting around for someone to come up with a solution. We have to come together to do that now. Okay, thank you.
Can I just add, if you've got a smart meter,
If anybody else wants to say something, come in.
you have to get in contact with the company, the power company, and insist they remove it. You do have to pay, but they'll do it, most of them. If not, change companies. OVO Energy will remove them. OVO, they're the green ones.
Can we get some group photos perhaps, just to put out on social media?
Staverton, and the mast in Dartington, as you know, I've been trying to object to it. Well, I objected to the planning, but the problem is that we have a problem with it being what's called a permitted development right. So I've been trying to get the Minister for Planning to come down and answer to us as to why he thinks that's okay, why he thinks it's okay to put all these extra houses in Dartington, etc., etc. I mean, we are just being sort of steamrollered by the planning process, and they should not have automatic rights to just put in something that's potentially very lethal. And as you may know, I've been getting monitoring done, and it showed a 64-fold increase in non-ionising radiation at the school reception in the church school at Dartington, and that's just unacceptable in my view. So I think we've got a bit of help somewhere in Devon County Council, believe it or not, the senior officer there. She's been helping getting the monitoring, which a lot of them wouldn't, but still, that's not good enough. So anyway, I've did a motion now for the National Green Party conference in June in Scarborough, and that is to put a moratorium on any other 5G going forward and to investigate and seek evidence. What does a moratorium mean? A moratorium means they should not allow any more of it. Just hold, everything holds. So you don't say no to the future, you just say, while we're just looking and getting evidence.
Effective now, that moratorium, or?
Well, this is what they're calling for. This is the motion to National Green Party, because obviously I'm a Green Party person. So that will go through hopefully on the 9th of June, I'm hoping. So once they've confirmed the agenda, I'm actually seeking a workshop to inform people so there can be more discussion. I'll keep you posted about that on Facebook, because some people might want to go up to like a fringe event and talk about your experience, and ideally if we can get Mark Steele to come along, so that would be good. So that's where it is at the moment.
But what I want to say is something about the notice of liability, which is where we can use what's called the common law application, where we state explicitly and clearly our non-consent. The way that these companies and corporations operate is through something called tacit consent. They assume that we agree, and in our silence they take that as a yes. What we have to therefore do is write down explicitly, and there are going to be workshops to help us do this, that we do not consent, and therefore they cannot take it implicitly that we agree to what they are trying to do. So there are actions we can be taking, as well as what Jackie said, as well as what Michelle said, that we write to the heads of these corporations and we say to them, we do not consent. It is that simple.
Thanks, Anna. Brilliant. Does anybody else want to say anything? Even if it's just a word and whatever.
Well, just in terms of that, I actually wrote to Vodafone about the mast in Dartington and told them that as a community we'd put them on notice that if in the future there was found to be a problem, they would be accountable. So they can't say they weren't told.
Brilliant. Exactly.
I've got a letter back responding to that, which was the usual nonsense, but it shows they received the letter.
Yeah, and we've got that all on track, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've got records of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
5G until there is more health research done. And Germany is also not allowing a rollout until there is more information.
Thank God for the EU.
There's a small update on Thursday regarding 5G in the UK. That the money people, that's the companies involved in trying to roll it out, have just worked out it's going to cost them 7 billion to take Huawei out of the system because of A, 5G, and B, there are security concerns over Huawei equipment, in that there could be a backdoor which then allows them or somebody.
What do you mean by Huawei?
Huawei, Chinese router company. They produce equipment that is used to concentrate the. Yeah, but it's said Huawei. Mobile phones. How many people have got a broadband router in their homes? Have a look at it. If it's Huawei, ask them to take it out and give you a better one. Because there are better bits of kit out there, and with better control, you can decide whether or not you have Wi-Fi operating or just a simple wired system. Mine is a very complex wired system because that's what I do for a living. And so I understand the full length and depth of 5G, and the bit I don't like is the public face. I don't mind all the backhaul because we're going to use it. Backhaul, that's all the stuff that's down fibres on point-to-point wireless. Now point-to-point wireless is usually 60-80 metres in the air above us, so it'll never affect us because it's a single boost that may be as thick as my finger when it transmits, and when it's received it's about that 11-12 miles away. So it's safe. It doesn't have any interference around it. You're not going to walk into it. Because how many people are going to be walking at the height of Malden Mast? Well, the birds, it's so low power at that part of the technology, it's harmless. It's the public end, the bit that we walk down the street using our mobile phones, giving ourselves a 60-pound neck brace requirement, and walking into telegraph poles and things like that because we're concentrating on our phones when we shouldn't be. Okay, I've got a phone, it's in my pocket, it's a telephone, it's a pager. It's not my mobile cinema. You know, it's stupid things like that which people are doing, which are causing problems, texting on whilst you're driving. Yeah, that's all idiocy.
We protect life! Stop 5G!